China has maintained very high economic growth over the last 20 years and has become a major economic power. It has spent heavily on military buildup and modernized its military forces. But China's rise, as predicted by many experts, is not peaceful. In recent times, China has been very aggressive in its posturing. Its activities are far off from being a responsible nation. From threatening its neighbors, employing corrosive diplomacy, to proliferation of nuclear tech, China is hurting global peace. In this video, we look at 5 such activities of China.
Number 5.
US Congressional as well as independent sources agree that China and Pakistan have cooperated on military nuclear technology for decades. The extent of Chinese cooperation in Pakistan's nuclear weapons program has always been a subject of speculation, but is more or less agreed that without Chinese help, Pakistan would have not got its nukes. The Chinese did a massive training of Pakistani scientists, brought them to China for lectures, even gave them the design of the CHIC-4 device, which was a weapon that was easy to build. There is evidence that Pakistan's scientist A.Q. Khan used Chinese designs in his nuclear bomb. Pakistan, a failed state according to most parameters, an epicenter of Islamic militancy, now has one of the world's most aggressive nuclear programs. There is always a chance that these nukes may someday fall into the hands of radical militants, and result in catastrophic disaster.
Number 4.
China has prominent role in North Korea's dangerous nuclear program. The North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un has overseen 4 nuclear tests to date, the earliest in 2006, and the latest just this year. From its small inception, North Korea now has about 15 nuclear bombs with a cumulative explosive power of about 50 kilotons. China's supplying of nuclear technologies to North Korea has resulted in Japan, South Korea, and the US having to face a nuclear state which is ruled by a volatile dictator. The problem does not stop there. China is North Korea's biggest trading partner, one of very few, and it is considered as the nation's economic lifeline. Hence, China has excellent leverage over North Korea. But still, China has consistently helped North Korea, instead of putting pressure on it to drop its nuclear program. It has blunted many UN Security Council resolutions against North Korea by using its veto power. Facing growing international pressure to intervene as the nation almost solely responsible for North Korea's survival, China has proclaimed the nation's containment a US obligation. It must be noted that China is a signatory to NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty, which bars it from sharing its nuclear tech. By providing this tech to Pakistan and North Korea, China has directly violated this treaty.
Number 3.
China's sweeping claims of sovereignty over the sea have antagonized competing claimants Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei, Taiwan, Indonesia, and the Philippines. United States, Japan and India favors freedom of navigation, as it is a very important sea route with $5 trillion in trade. Half of global merchant shipping and half of world's oil shipment pass through it. The sea also has alleged 11 billion barrels of untapped oil, and 190 trillion feet 3 of natural gas. The Philippines approached International Tribunal for arbitration and argued that Chinese activity in the region was violating international law. On July 12, judges at Hague Tribunal rebuked China's claims over the waters. The landmark decision rejected China's assertion that it enjoys historical rights over a huge area of the South China Sea encompassed by 9-dash line. China had argued that the tribunal had no jurisdiction in the matter and rejected the decision. Many complex disputes have been resolved with this type of arbitration, including maritime boundaries. China's outright rejection symbolizes its high-handed behavior and utter disregard for international norms.
Number 2.
From military hardware to industrial goods, China has carried out extensive and very aggressive espionage. Many countries like US and Russia have been its target. Officials and organizations have traced various attacks on corporates and government computer systems in US to computers in China. The attack in some cases are so sophisticated that it will be impossible to perpetrate without the backing of Chinese government. China has denied accusations of cyber warfare, but experts believe otherwise. China has gained lots of grounds in last decade, having stolen design data of many US and Russian systems and have brazenly produced copies with total disregard of intellectual property rights and ethical behaviors. The astonishing similarities leave little doubt about Chinese activities of cyber espionage and reverse engineering. To know in details, watch the 2 videos on cards above.
Number 1.
In supporting Pakistan, China has gone as far as protecting well-known terrorists. China extended technical hold on India's move to get Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar designated a terrorist by the United Nations. The Chinese technical hold was set to lapse, and had China not raised further objection, the resolution designating him as a terrorist could stand passed automatically. Masood Azhar's outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed carried out a string of deadly attacks against Indian targets, including the attack on the Indian Parliament in December 2001. Soon after the Indian Parliament attack, he was detained for a year by Pakistani authorities in connection but was never formally charged. The Lahore High Court ordered an end to the house arrest on the 14th of December 2002. It must be noted that India is not alone in its bid to get Azhar listed as terrorist, as the US, the UK and France had co-sponsored the resolution seeking his listing, and all the members except China supported it. In June last year, China had blocked India's demand for taking action under the Council's anti-terrorism resolutions against Pakistan for releasing Lashkar-e-Taiba commander Zaki-ur Lakvi, the mastermind of the 2008 Mumbai attacks.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting. Kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.